Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, sir. Your PPT is also visible.
Visible, yes.
Only you can make it full screen, sir, if you want.
Yeah. Now full screen is visible, sir.
Now visible, sir. So how is weather in Goa, sir?
Weather is okay. Clear weather, sir. Okay. Day before yesterday there was a heavy rain. But from yesterday, okay. But weather is cloudy only. But there is no rain.
Okay.
Sir, please come to Goa one day.
Satya sir. Satya sir.
I keep coming, sir. We'll meet, I think.
Sir, I'm Dr. Suraj Marathe, Don Bosco.
Arey Bapre, namaskar.
Namaskar, namaskar.
How are you, sir? How are you?
Fine,
I had to come because your Dr. Ajit Salke has to give me a party.
Yeah. He's waiting. Please do come, sir. Please.
No, I'm very happy for him actually.
Yeah. That's right.
Good. I think your college also doing good, no, sir?
Yes, sir. Now almost our semester is going on halfway.
Don Bosco is shining, sir. BBC is shining.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Very good.
And Goa, all colleges are doing well. ऐसा नहीं है. Students are very much interested in like learning. Their English is good, too good. So that is not the issue.
Correct, sir.
Good. And they are doing a lot of efforts, sir. Actually, I have seen Don Bosco is doing a lot of efforts.
Sir, even you have taken your college at next level, sir, within a short period of time. We regularly,
Yes.
okay.
Really, it is appreciable, sir.
Always we used to appreciate and we see, okay, your achievements always through your post.
I have got a very dynamic team with me. So small baby steps we take. I'm
So
very
the
happy.
leader is dynamic. That's why you got a dynamic team.
No, our principal is really very dynamic. He's always enthusiastic.
Yeah, right.
All the things.
Yeah, madam. That's
He's more
absolutely right.
enthusiastic than us, and he make us do all the things, so we do enjoy also.
Yeah.
It's
And
an honor for us.
Yeah, that's why we call the sir frequently to Goa, no? Because services frequently. Okay, either as a guest speaker or keynote speaker or to review our PhD students' research work. His contribution to Goa is also immense.
Yes, sir. I really appreciate people in Goa. They are very straightforward, very candid, sir. Really, I'm telling you, nothing in heart. Whatever they straight away on point blank they speak. So that is very good quality as in there.
Sir, come down to Goa with your team once.
Yeah. My team.
Hirkude, sir, you are at home or office?
I am at office, college.
Office.
Okay. Morning.
This
afternoon, I was there in GEC.
I
had come to meet guide.
Yeah. You are completing now, no?
Yeah.
Very good.
No, I am actually thankful to Hirkude sir that he has accepted our invite to be a speaker because people they like to have their evenings for themselves, not that
But sir, biggest challenge is the topic, sir. Okay, it is a general topic. Okay, so other than my specialization, so okay, I will try my best, sir.
No, sir. Actually, all the speakers now we have selected topics and given them. They are struggled to create PPTs and understand topics. I have seen that.
Yours is unique FDP, sir. Okay, with variety of topics. Okay, and broad area.
So, very broad area.
Very broad area.
We thought at least, because sir, we have got representation from almost 22 states, different disciplines, engineering, commerce, arts, yeah, you name that, farm technology, agriculture. So lot of representation is there. So I thought it should be useful to one and all, no sir.
And speakers are also good, sir.
No. Speakers,
Because
sir.
yesterday, yeah, for last 2 days I've been seeing right from 6 o'clock to other day it was 9:30. Yesterday it was 9:02. But no one, I think all participants were there.
No, sir. Actually, I should appreciate these participants because we are
Actually, they could have filled the forms and left, but still the content was so well designed
yes.
that everyone is eager to listen more and more things.
Yes, sir. And actually, these participants are really good, sir. I tell you, because so far this is the day 3. No any issues. Some small problems here and there. We'll attend to that, and they are listening very care. And their feedback also, sir. 80-90% excellent they are given. And this all 4 sessions so far, I've seen the feedbacks. So they are very happy with the content and presentation. Really, because these are new topics, people have to struggle, and this material is not available readily anyway.
That is you are right, sir.
And that yesterday, that he is the director of NP National Productivity Council, sir, Government of India officer. He has struggled to prepare that PPT. 1 महीना से वो struggling कर रहा PPT, but he made it very nicely actually. I thought it should help some people. It should ignite some minds so that they can take up like PhD work and all. This should be helpful. That was the idea actually.
Even Dr. Suraj Marathi was trying for FDP. Okay, I think ATAL FDP, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Last
Sir,
season we had tried.
No, you will get, sir. It's all luck, sir. It's all luck. This was my 10th. This was my 10th application. Out of 9, I did
Oh,
not
I
get it.
see. Good.
So after 9, I got 10th because of this lady. I think I got somebody says tell. So ऐसा भी हो जाता है कभी-कभी.
So next time try कर.
You have some proper
Next time try कर.
Mane sir, there is one request. If okay, if okay, there is power cut and or if connectivity is low, no sir. Okay, if I get disconnected, please give me call, sir. So I will come to my hotspot.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Because internet is not that reliable in college. Please let me know, sir. If I by me.
Okay. No issues. You can speak from your mobile also, sir. Not an issue.
Yeah.
Actually, I also kept my mobile as backup. So if there is some problem, then I will attend through my mobile. It happens, I have seen. College, you should, sir, Goa Engineering College should have all the infrastructure. Now you are NB accredited. I think you are going for NAAC, sir.
Yeah, we are going for NAAC. Okay, our 6 departments are already accredited for 3 years. That is continuation, and I think we are going for NAAC.
NAAC, you are going.
By end of this year or beginning of the next year.
That binary accreditation you will be going because first cycle, no, sir?
Yes.
So binary accreditation that you will be going. And who is the principal, sir, right now?
Dr. Krupa Shankara.
He has come back.
He has come back. He joined back.
He has come back. Good. So we have almost 75 participants. I think people will be joining. So I think Dr. Kale, who is introducing Dr. Hirkude?
Kiran madam, she is introducing. It's 6. We'll wait for 2 more minutes. Almost all will be joined. It's like all 78. 17. Yeah, but then because I have dropped a message. So
we have to drop because in today's world, people have got a lot of digital. Sir is from Goa Engineering College. He has got, I think, sir has got 25 years of experience.
Oh, that's
I was with the Padre Constable College of Engineering for 19 years, and then in 2018 I joined Goa College of Engineering.
Sir, can you please just clean your camera because your
same thing. I don't know what happened. Okay.
Blur.
Yeah, some blur things are coming.
Maybe I was very worried.
Yeah, even I can see, okay, that blurrish thing, okay. But I cleaned my camera.
वो मैडम कहीं पे सुना ना धूल चश्मे पे थे और आईना साफ करते
नहीं नहीं, मेरा क्लियर है. Mine is clear because I can see you very much clear. Yeah, it's 82 participants. Should we proceed, sir?
Yeah, madam. Yeah.
There is
Yeah,
some problem with
Kiran
camera.
ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Dr. D.Y. Patil Pratishtan's College of Engineering, I, Mrs. Singori, warmly welcome you all. It's my pleasure to introduce our today's guest speaker, Dr. Jagannath Hirkude, who is a professor in the Mechanical Engineering Department at Goa College of Engineering, specialization in a renewable energy, energy conversion, and alternate fuels. With a PhD in energy in mechanical engineering from the University of Pune, his research focuses on biodiesel and energy conversion from waste. He has published over 30 research papers in reputed international journals and conferences and is a certified energy auditor by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. Dr. Hirkude has also served on the Goa State Environmental Appraisal Committee and brings over 2 decades of academic and research experience. Now I request to sir, please take over the mic and start your session. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, there was some okay. Suddenly principal came, okay, so I got disconnected in between. Okay, thank you for your nice introduction. Yeah, okay, shall I start session, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, today's session is the grand challenges of engineering. Sir, slide change is happening, sir.
No, only the first slide is there.
So it's not moving, sir.
Now, yes, now started.
See, in 27, the National Academy of Engineering, okay, unveiled an ambitious roadmap, okay, for 21st century, and they came out with 14 grand challenges that could transform human civilization. They aren't just engineering problems, okay, they are humanity's greatest opportunities to build a sustainable, healthy, secure, and joyful future for all. Now, these 14 grand challenges, okay, which we are going to face in 21st century, are divided into 4, okay, subgroups, and these four subgroups are sustainability, infrastructure and environment, health and biology, security and learning. Now, under security, okay, the next century challenge is to make solar energy economical, provide energy for fusion, develop carbon sequestration, manage the nitrogen cycle. These are the challenges, okay, sub-classified under sustainability. Under infrastructure and environment, okay, the challenges are provide access to clean water, restore urban infrastructure. Under health and biology, the sub-challenges are advanced health informatics, engineer better medicines, reverse engineer the brain. Under security and learning, the next challenge is to prevent nuclear terror, secure cyberspace, enhance virtual reality, advance personalized learning, and engineer scientific tools. These are the 14 grand challenges given to us by National Academy of Engineering, USA. And these 14 grand challenges are accepted by 40 countries around the world. There are, okay, many other challenges are also there, but these are the main 14 grand challenges where different top universities across the globe are researching and working rigorously. So these are the 14 grand challenges which I am going to discuss with you all for another 1.5 hours. So the pillars of these 14 grand challenges are sustainability. Under sustainability, we need to ensure our planet's resources and environmental endure for future generations through innovative engineering solutions that balance human needs for ecological preservation. So these challenges under sustainability. There are many challenges which we have to face under health category. We just now observed in 2020 and 2021 the new diseases are coming up. So in future we may get such newborn diseases frequently. So we have to be ready to face that challenge. And under health, we have to do reversalizing of medicine, wellness through advanced technologies that enhance human life, prevent diseases, and unlock the mysteries of our biological system. Next challenge is security. Now next, the word is all about cyber. Everything is going to be online. All records are kept online. Even secret records, will be kept with help of cyber technologies. And cyber security is a next generation challenge. When we talk about security, again, nuclear armed countries, has to keep their nuclear the nuclear bombs or nuclear technology secure, so that this nuclear technology should not or nuclear fuel should not go to hands of terrorists. And even some countries which are not reliable, like North Korea and Pakistan, how safe is nuclear atomic bombs under such countries? It has been decided to use nuclear for peace. Nuclear for peace means nuclear for clean energy. So as countries are diverting from basic purpose of utilization of nuclear energy, in future it is definitely risk of nuclear terrorism. So security means we have to keep our cyber system very secure, because everything is going to rely on cyber technology in future. And if you want keep our cyber security in tight, then our future will be in danger. Not only our future, country's future will be in danger, because all countries' secrets hackers may hack. So security is one more challenge of 21st century. And the fourth pillar of the grand challenges is joy of living. Everybody is having entire right to live in joyful atmosphere. For that purpose, everybody should get proper education. Everybody should be encouraged for education. So we need to develop some advanced techniques to create interest among students to educate them. We realize after COVID, students are not having that interest in education. Now we have to incorporate modern technologies like virtual learning, use of cyber technology, IoT, AI, ML, so that they will enjoy a joy of learning. So 4 pillars of 14 grand challenges in engineering is sustainability, health, security, and joy of learning or joy of living. Now, when we talk about sustainability, Now, sustainability is directly connected with energy security and energy sustainability. These are the two terms, okay, which are very important terms. Development depends only and only on energy security and energy sustainability. The countries which are secure and sustainable in energy sector, they are only developed countries. That is the only, okay, index to measure development. Standard of living is measured based on per capita energy consumption. The country which are having highest per capita energy consumption, that country is the most developed country. Let me give an example to you. USA, okay, with 7% of world's population, enjoys world's 25% of energy. Their per capita energy consumption is very high. They are very secure in energy sector. Take our case. We are world's 20% population. We are not even consuming world's 1% energy. It is like what? World's 7% people are enjoying 25% asset. And world's 20% people in developing country like us enjoys only 1% asset. This discrimination is only and only because of energy security and sustainability. Now, recently, okay, the US threatened us not to take the crude oil from Russia. As Russia is supplying crude oil at very cheap rate, our economy is stable. Our economy is booming. Crude oil prices in the market are stable. Otherwise, by now, okay, a petrol would have been costed 250 rupees per liter. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, audible, Karen, sir.
Yeah.
Slide is
So,
off.
yeah. Energy sustainability and security is very important. Now, what happened after this Paris agreement? Okay, everybody, okay, decided to limit global temperature rise, okay, well below 2 degrees Celsius, okay, and pursue efforts, okay, for keeping it 1.5 degrees Celsius below. India have already committed there. India already have committed there, okay, that we are going to produce 40% of electricity or 40% of energy from non-fossil fuel plants, and we are going to, okay, plant around 3 billion ton, we are going to do carbon sequestration of 3 billion tons, okay, by putting additional forest and tree cover. These are the promises, okay, which our Prime Minister has already made under the Paris Agreement. Now, why, okay, solar energy is so important? Why we talk only about solar? Why not other energy sources? We promised them, okay, that we are going to produce our power from non-fossil fuel plants. There are many, okay, other non-fossil plants like tidal power plant is there, a geothermal plant is there, a wind turbine plant is there. Why we only talk about solar? Our country is developing country, and we want, okay, immediate power, okay, plug and play, wherein we don't want, okay, to wait for longer installation time. And if you want to, okay, produce, okay, if you want to put 1 kilowatt of solar photovoltaic plant, the cost per kilowatt is around 50 to 80,000 rupees. And, okay, around 10 years back, energy from solar was a dream, because the generation cost was around 10 to 12 rupees per unit. Now, generation cost, because of improvement in technology, is reduced, and now we can get power from solar PV at the rate of rupees 4 per unit. And if we talk about other power plants like geothermal, tidal, and all, they're very costly. If you want to install 1 megawatt power plant, the cost involved is 20 to 40 crores. When other option of solar PV is available to us, we can't do experimentation just by putting more investment, just to show world that we are having tidal power plant, we are having geothermal power plant. So our Prime Minister decided to concentrate more on solar energy, and from that solar PV. There are two routes, okay, to produce energy from sun. Solar direct means through photovoltaic cells, and solar indirect means converting that solar energy into heat energy first, and converting that heat energy into mechanical work and then electricity. Now the biggest challenge is fulfill the commitments shown at Paris Agreement. That is replacing 40% of our electricity generation through non-fossil fuel plants, majorly solar and wind. Currently, solar energy provides less than 1% of world's energy supply, despite receiving 10,000 times more energy from the sun than we consume. The challenge lies in dramatically reducing costs to make solar competitive with fossil fuels. At present, government is promoting to install rooftop solar power plants. Now, what is the hurdle? Okay, what are the challenges? The challenge is, okay, to make solar energy economical or to develop more efficient photovoltaic material to enhance efficiency of solar PV further. At present, solar PV's efficiency is in the range of 20 to 25%. Create cost-effective energy storage solution. This is the biggest challenge, because energy storage is a big issue. It is very difficult to store energy, and solar energy is not that reliable. You will not get, okay, electricity generation during monsoon, during night time. Now at present, around 90% of our solar PV power plants are grid connected. Keeping battery standby for energy storage is a very costly affair. So that is next challenge. Okay, how to store it and how to make it more reliable. The next challenge is engineer scalable manufacturing processes. Design smart grid integration system. Now, smart integration system is very important, so that that particular grid, okay, will function optimally, okay, to supply a proper mix of energy, okay, whether from solar or from conventional power plant, and which will help to reduce our transmission and distribution losses. So the biggest challenge, okay, though a lot of research is going on this particular field, as in future we need to rely more on solar PV, we have to make it further economical. So Earth is a planet of finite sources, and just what is happening?
So you are not audible.
Yeah, yes, yes. My slide is visible.
It's visible, sir.
No, what is happening? Okay, my slide is getting, okay. My slide is hiding in front of.
No, it's visible, sir.
Visible, no? Wait,
Yes, yes.
it is not visible to me now. Let me share.
It's
No?
visible. Make solar energy economical. वो slide है अभी.
One from my side, okay. How to make my screen, right? It is in slide mode.
Sir, you are a co-host, so you can have you can share the screen, and whatever is on your screen, we can see.
It is full slide, sir. Full slide.
Full slide, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now, Earth is a planet of finite sources, and its growing population currently consumes, okay, then at a rate that cannot be sustained. Widely reported warnings have been emphasized the need to develop new sources of energy at the same time as preventing or reversing the degradation of the environment. Capturing that power, converting it into useful form, and especially storing it for rainy days poses proactive engineering challenges. So that we discussed. Okay, the engineering challenge. Okay, we need to replace fossil fuel based power plants because they are responsible for environmental degradation because of greenhouse gas emissions. We are shown our commitment, okay, to replace it 40%, okay, by 2030. Now the next challenge is, okay, making it more reliable, okay, during rainy days. So as source of energy, nothing matches the sun. Okay, sun is the ultimate, okay, source of energy. Even, okay, 1% of solar energy which is reaching on the earth, if you utilize it properly, okay, that is more than, okay, 10,000 times as much as all commercial energy that human use on the planet. Okay, 10,000 times more. Here in this figure, you will see one solar dish, okay, wherein you can produce electricity by solar indirect route, okay, through solar thermal route. So the challenge is what, okay, to make this PV system, okay, especially rooftop systems, helps power and energy efficient office. In future, PV cells could be thinner. Okay, just to make, okay, that PV cell thinner is the next challenge. Okay, then the signals below these panels and convert significantly more of the energy to electrical power. Okay, the first challenge is to make solar energy economically competitive. Engineers must find ways to improve the efficiency of the cells and to lower their manufacturing cost. So this is the next challenge because we have to rely more on solar PVs. So this is the first, okay, grand challenge which is projected by National Academy of Engineering. Here in this figure, okay, in this slide you can see solar parabolic, okay, mirrors focus the sun's energy on a small area, generating heat, and which can then be converted into electricity. Okay, large scale plants like this are there in California state of USA. Now we talked about, okay, making solar energy economical. Now we have to, okay, face challenges, okay, to make it more reliable by researching and developing some technique to store the solar energy. Now for that purpose, we need to develop some advanced batteries. So under advanced battery technologies, okay, we need to develop some solid state batteries. These batteries promises higher energy density, enhanced safety, and longer lifespans compared to traditional our lithium ion batteries, making them a promising solution for large scale storage. If you want to store solar energy in large scale, then one need to do research in solid state batteries. Flow batteries, recently NASA developed flow battery. Now flow batteries offer long-term scalable energy storage, providing an alternative to lithium ion and other battery types. Or even one can do advancement on existing lithium ion batteries. That batteries can be called as the next generation lithium ion batteries. Continuous advancement in lithium ion technology focus on improving energy density, safety, longevity, and reducing costs, which will be critical for grid scale integration. Now under sustainability, we have next challenge. That challenge is, okay, develop some technologies to store the solar energy or energy from solar. There are some other methods also through which you can store solar energy. Under that, hydrogen storage, you can use solar energy to produce green hydrogen through electrolysis process, and that green hydrogen you can utilize either by using fuel cells or by burning it to generate electricity. Even one can store solar energy by using gravity energy storage, by lifting heavy weights to higher elevation and then releasing them to generate electricity when power is needed. One can develop thermal energy storages. One can use the heat, okay, produced by solar panels to melt molten salts, and this stored heat then can be converted back into electricity. This technique can be used specially for industrial processes or when you will have a peak power demand. There are some mechanical storage systems like pumped hydroelectricity, where you can just simply pump water at higher altitude when you have surplus solar power, and then okay, take that water from higher altitude, run your hydraulic turbines to produce electricity during peak power demand. Now we talked about okay, first challenge, okay, that is about solar. Now the next challenge is okay, provide energy from fusion. Now at present, the most clean power generation is happening in commercial power plants. I'm not talking about hydro. I'm talking about conventional non-renewable power plant, that is nuclear power plants through nuclear fission. The risk with nuclear fission power plant is only release of radioactive material. Now fusion, okay, is a challenge. Fusion represents the holy grail of clean energy, harnessing the same process that powers the star to provide virtually limitless carbon-free electricity. Nuclear fusion, to fuse, okay, nuclear fuel like combustion is a great challenge. The science behind nuclear fusion is okay, fusion combines light atomic nuclei to release enormous amount of energy. The power source of the sun and stars brought to the earth is through fusion route. World is dreaming, okay, dreaming about what one day they will successfully will develop, design and develop commercial fusion plant, okay, to generate enormous amount of energy, very clean source, very reliable, no emissions, no radioactivity like nuclear fission. Current progress, okay, decades of research have yielded breakthrough in plasma containment with projects like ITER pushing closer to achieving net energy gain. Revolutionary potential success would okay, revolutionize global energy with zero carbon emissions, abundant fuel from sea water, and minimal radioactive waste. So just now we discussed, okay, energy fusion is a process where light atomic nuclei like hydrogen combines to form heavier nucleus, releasing vast amount of energy, similar to how the sun generates power. This clean, virtually limitless energy source uses abundant fuels like deuterium and tritium, producing no greenhouse gases and far less hazardous waste than fission, nuclear fission. While the concept is promising, scientists are still working to overcome scientific engineering challenges to achieve sustained net energy producing fusion reaction on Earth. Now, why this fusion is so important? Now fusion is important because fusion is going to give us limitless fuel. The primary fuel for fusion, like deuterium and tritium, are widely available. Deuterium can be extracted from seawater. Seawater is abundant, and tritium can be produced from lithium. The second important reason behind making it as a challenge, that is the future clean source of energy. Fusion does not produce carbon emissions or contribute to global warming. That's why this source of energy is very important for us. This particular reaction, fusion reaction, won't be releasing radioactive waste like nuclear fission reaction. So here you are getting reduced radioactive waste. And intrinsic safety, this particular source of energy is very safe. Fusion reactors are inherently safe with no risk of runaway chain reaction. So that's why energy from fusion is important. But what are the challenges? Challenge is creating that high temperature to fuse, to combine this light nucleus to make it heavier nuclear. So that particular process uses enormous amount of heat, and that heat can be limitlessly utilized to produce power or to produce energy. So challenge is high temperature and confinement. Achieving and maintaining the extreme temperatures and pressures needed for fusion and confining the resulting plasma is a major scientific and engineering challenge. The biggest challenge is this particular technology is working at very, very high temperature. Now the biggest challenge is we don't have material where we are going to carry out this fusion reaction at that temperature. The next challenge is net energy gain. A key goal to produce more energy from the fusion reaction then is put in start and sustain it, a break-even point that has only recently been achieved in experiments such as at the National Ignition Facility. Technological development. Developing practical, scalable fusion power plants requires significant advancement in various areas, including plasma physics, material science, and advanced engineering. So, fusion power technology not only there you require people from different domains. We should have a high-end expertise in plasma physics, material science, and advanced engineering. But USA could manage. The good news is yes, recently National Ignition Facility in 2022 and 2023 successfully carried out fusion ignition by producing more energy than the lasers used to drive the reaction. Because see, you can't use material, so you have to fuse or you have to carry out this reaction in suspension by using some laser technology. So they achieved more energy than the laser used to drive the reaction. This demonstration scientific energy break-even was major breakthrough, providing that controlled nuclear fusion is possible. Now, there is a ray of hope. At experimental setup, it is proven that fusion energy is possible. So we got breakthrough now. To dream about a very clean energy in future. Although the commercial fusion power plants are still decades away, lot of research has to take place. If it is commercially successful, then all our energy problems are getting solved. We need not have to burn. We need not have to burn the fossil fuels to produce power. The next challenge is the development of carbon sequestration methods. The challenge is what? The challenge is because of burning of fossil fuel, lots of environmental and ecological damage is happening. Now, somewhere we have decided to stop. Now, major greenhouse gas is carbon dioxide. Now, we need to develop some techniques, okay, to take care of additional carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. For that purpose, we require carbon sequestration. There are different methods, okay, planting tree or improve the forest land by planting lakhs of trees is one way of carbon sequestration, because we know that plants absorbs carbon dioxide. So the challenge is there are different techniques like geological storage, capture CO2 from industrial sources and storing it deep underground in rock formations, preventing its release into the atmosphere for thousands of years. Mineralization, convert captured carbon dioxide into stable mineral carbonates through chemical reactions, permanently locking away CO2 in solid form. Direct air capture, developing massive machine that pull CO2 directly from ambient air, offering the potential to reverse decades of accumulated emissions. Now, this carbon sequestration will be having a great scope in research. Lots of research is happening at IIT Bombay in collaboration with Monash University of Australia. They have opened one center, Monash University Center, in the campus of IIT Bombay, and Monash University from Australia is known for researching in this particular area, that is carbon sequestration. So the growth in emissions of carbon dioxide implicated as a prime contributor to global warming is a problem that can no longer be swept under the rug, but perhaps it can be buried deep underground or deep under ocean. So these are the different methods. There are different methods to do this to do this carbon sequestration. The first method is biological method. Under that, you can go for forestry, plant trees and reforesting areas, to capture more carbon dioxide through photosynthesis, storing it in a biomass and soil. Then soil carbon farming is there. This is agricultural practice like using cover crops, reduced tillage, and adding compost can increase the carbon stored in the soil. Wetland and coastal ecosystem, maintain the mangrove forest, restoring and preserving the wetlands, salt marshes and seagrass, meadows enhance their natural capacity to store carbon. The ocean is the biggest sink to dump carbon dioxide. Under geological carbon sequestration, you can do injection of carbon dioxide into the rock formation. CO2 is directly injected into the porous rock formation like sandstone or basalt, or into depleted oil and gas reservoirs and coal seams. This is huge scope is available in mining areas where it is already mined to dump this carbon dioxide, which is created by them only, back again into that mine fields. Depleted oil and gas reserves can be used for geological carbon sequestration. There is one more method where you can use direct technology for carbon sequestration, like direct air capture, which is called as the DAC, that technology that directly captures CO2 from the atmosphere. Carbon capture and storage, capturing carbon dioxide from industrial sources such as power plants or steel mills before it enters the atmosphere and then storing it. Now in future, okay, a government may make mandatory for these high fossil fuel consuming industries like power plants and steel. They generate enormous amount of heat and release enormous amount of carbon dioxide. In future, they will not be allowed to release it into the atmosphere. They have to come out with some techniques wherein they will take care of their carbon dioxide. Oceanic carbon sequestration, okay, by doing seaweed farming, okay, cultivating large amount of seaweed for burial in the deep ocean, ocean fertilization, adding nutrients to the ocean to, okay, stimulate the growth of okay, this to absorb CO2. So as I mentioned, ocean is a big sink, okay, wherein you can do carbon sequestration and other methods like mineral carbonization, reacting carbon dioxide with certain minerals to form stable carbonates, a chemical form of storage. Now, first three challenges, okay, challenges like, okay, making solar energy economical, okay, developing some solar energy storage systems by okay, do carbon dioxide or carbon sequestration by using different methods. The next grand challenge is manage the nitrogen cycle. Now, nitrogen cycle is very important, and nitrogen cycle, because of release of greenhouse gases and because of greenhouse gas effects, is getting disturbed. Nitrogen cycle or nitrogen management is very important to improve and for sustainment of our food chain. So excess nitrogen for fertilizers creates dead zones in oceans, pollutes drinking water and contributes to greenhouse gas emissions. The balance challenge is agriculture requires nitrogen to feed the world's growing population. But our current methods of nitrogen production and use have disturbed the natural nitrogen cycle, causing widespread environmental damage. Now this carbon, okay, this nitrogen cycle chain can be maintained, okay, by doing precise agriculture, developing some smart, okay, fertilizer system that will deliver exact fertilizer to give right amount of nutrients when and where plants need it. There is a biological solution. There is nitrogen recycling. I need to proceed fast because time is okay. We have limited time, and there are, okay, many more grand challenges which are in queue. So the next grand challenge is to manage the nitrogen cycle, and nitrogen cycle is very important because the population is growing at very fast rate. The next challenge is to supply food for each and every individual. Now, for that purpose, you should create sustainable farming. To create this sustainable farming, nitrogen cycle management is the important thing. Instead of using, okay, fertilizers like urea and bombarding it, okay, in the soil, will disturb nitrogen cycle. The best way, okay, to give nutrients to plants is to use compost. So people have to, okay, change over from chemical fertilizers to organic fertilizers or organic manure in future. If one want to maintain this nitrogen cycle, manage it properly, to retain the quality of soil, okay, to retain the fertility of agricultural soil. Otherwise, in future, okay, even agricultural land may get spoiled because of disturbance in nitrogen cycle, and in future our food productivity may go down, and then we'll have problem to feed all individuals across the world. So this is the next, okay, grand challenge. That next grand challenge is to maintain the nitrogen cycle. So in this slide, okay, I'm skipping this slide because of time limit. The next grand challenge is to provide access to clean water. Literally, this is the grand, okay, challenge. The water which we are getting through STP is not drinkable water. That water can be utilized for other purpose. Definitely, in future, we'll have problem of clean drinking water. Nearly 1/4 of humanity lacks access to safely manage drinking water services. There is lack of sanitation. More than half the world's population doesn't have access to safely managed sanitation. Engineering solution could transform health and economic opportunities for billions worldwide if you could come out with some technology wherein you will have, okay, have a technique to produce drinkable clean water. That is a next challenge. When Samuel Taylor wrote "Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink," he did not have the first 21st century's global water situation in mind, but allowing for poetic, okay, listens, he wasn't far from correct. Today, the availability of water for drinking and other uses is a critical problem in many areas of the world. This problem is going to, okay, going to worsen very shortly. So this is next, providing clean water, okay, to the society is the next, okay, challenge. Groundwater is already contaminated because of industrialization, because of our sewages. Groundwater is not, okay, not drinkable water henceforth. And one more thing is the groundwater level is going down. People started using groundwater for agricultural purpose. In dry areas also, farmers are started farming sugar canes just by, okay, taking out groundwater. They are not at all understanding what they are going to do to their future generations. So situation is very, okay, in future the situation will be very dangerous situation. You will have enough water, but hardly, okay, you will have a very small amount of drinkable water. So the next challenge is to provide clean water. Next challenge, as population is growing up, people are shifting from rural areas to urban areas. Burden is coming on urban areas. Now, development of smart cities is a need of power. So next challenge is restore and improve urban infrastructure. Now, how to improve it? Okay, the solution is smart cities, self-healing materials for large lasting structures, sensor network for real-time monitoring, adaptive systems that respond to changing needs, sustainable design, integrating renewable energy. By 2050, 68% of the world's population will live in the cities. Then cities will be, okay, full packed, and then it will be very difficult task to create infrastructure, sustainable infrastructure for them. So that is, okay, the next challenge. For that purpose, okay, everybody has to work. Civil engineers has to play their role by inventing proper material. transportation engineers, okay, has to provide different, okay, types of transportation systems like monorail, the metro rail, locals, buses. Public transportation is a huge challenge in future. So the next challenge is restore and improve urban infrastructure. Restore and improve urban infrastructure means, okay, rail connectivity, road connectivity, providing clean water to the urban infrastructure, creating new technologies to build new infrastructure, utilizing maximum renewable energy source, clean source of energy to satisfy their energy requirement. So engineers need to create modern infrastructure, very sustainable and technical and economically sound infrastructure for future to satisfy our growing need because of rise in population and because of rise in standard of living. The next, okay, grand challenge is in health, okay, in health department, okay. So under that, okay, the engineers or scientists should research on better medicines. So the antibiotics which are given, okay, they are common antibiotics. Now in future, okay, the body specific antibiotics can be manufactured which are suitable for that body. Now we are using common antibiotics which is used by everybody. So some people are getting its effect, some people are not. So engineer better medicines, create advanced health informatics, advanced, okay, health information systems. This goal aims to improve the collection, analysis, and management of health data, enabling better diagnosis and treatment decisions through advanced technology. Even in future, people will try reverse engineer the brain. Now, brain is very complex thing. Brain is even more complex thing than high-end, okay, computer. People want to analyze because brain, okay, at the same time doing hundreds of things. So people want to study brain and then they want to incorporate that technology. That is called as the reverse engineer the brain. So this is, okay, the challenge is data collection, okay, managing the health of huge population, introducing artificial intelligence in medicine or in health system, concentrating more on personalized care, engineer better medicines. Now better medicines can be engineered, okay, by researching precise drugs, medicines, okay, tailored to individual genetics and specific disease conditions, moving beyond the one size fits all. Now one size fits all approach won't be there. Medicines will be given differently for different genes. Introducing nanotechnology and bioengineered delivery systems that transport drugs exactly where needed in the body, improving efficacy while reducing toxicity. Regenerative therapies, biosensors, and the regenerative medicines technologies that repair damaged tissues and organs, offering hope for previously incurable conditions. So, engineer better medicine is the next challenge. Reverse engineer the brain is the next challenge. That could be possible through brain mapping, natural interfaces, cognitive computing, medical appliances. The next challenge is to prevent nuclear terror. Now it is decided by different countries to use nuclear energy for peace, just for power generation. Handful countries develop nuclear technology to produce or to develop nuclear bombs or atomic bombs. As nuclear technology spreads globally for peaceful purposes, preventing its misuse for terrorism becomes increasingly critical. This challenge requires sophisticated engineering solutions for detection, prevention, and response. Now, detection means what? Detection means, okay, one should make such a system wherein every country should be made accountable for use of their nuclear fuel, so that that nuclear fuel should not reach in hand of terrorist group. That is next level challenge. Some irresponsible countries like Pakistan, North Korea and all may misuse their nuclear technology and might give it to some terrorist group for their benefit. So next level challenge is how to keep track on that. One need to develop system so that each and every nuclear power plants, including each and every nuclear military establishment, can be monitored very strictly, and nuclear fuels account should be kept very precisely, including nuclear fuel mining. So the next challenge is security challenge to prevent nuclear terror. Next challenge is not only to secure countries from nuclear threat, but to secure our cyberspace. The era is cyber era. Era is of data science. Era is of what? Era is of privacy. Everything, for everything we are dependent on these cyber technologies. Our bank balance, our money, our secrets, our country's high level secrets. And in future, there is a risk of cyber attack. When cyber attack will take place, we should not become handicapped. System should not be made stand still. So in future, certain technologies should be developed to prevent these cyber attacks. Even there is cyber attack, system should not be stand still. And that is a big challenge. Secure cyberspace is a big challenge of 21st century. There are certain challenges under joy of living. Under that, the next level challenge is enhanced virtual reality. Virtual reality technology promises a bridge the gap between physical and digital world, creating immersive experiences that can transform education, therapy, entertainment, and human interaction. This particular technology in future is very helpful in transformative applications like training surgeons in risk-free virtual environment, treating PTSD and phobias through controlled exposure therapy, enabling remote collaboration as if teams were co-located, providing access to experiences regardless of physical limitations. The challenge lies in creating truly immersive systems that feel natural and can be used for extended periods without fatigue or discomfort. So this is the challenge, okay, wherein we have to enhance our virtual reality. We have to develop some advanced personalized learning. Now kids after Corona, they don't have that keen interest in studies. We are observing even students from or kids from developed countries are not taking that much keen interest in studies, and that's why developed countries have to rely more on countries like India and China, where education is a very serious business, and that's how our doctors and engineers are doing very well in developed countries. There is risk with our future kids also. With development, our kids should not stop learning. When there is prosperity, okay, students will take things very easily, as lots of things are available for their entertainment. They won't be able to concentrate much on personal learning. So in future, one has to develop AI tutors. One has to develop some tools for lifelong learning. Some has to develop software that adjusts difficulty, pace, and presentation style based on student performance and engagement levels. There is adaptive platforms. Learning analytically, students are very weak in analytics. So just to create interest in analytical subjects, data-driven insight that helps educator understand how students learn best and identify areas needing additional support. And students should be made available with universal technologies access. Then only students will create interest. So we need to develop some advanced personalized techniques. Need to develop engineer the tool for scientific discovery. Design and development of advanced microscopy is a need of our next generation microscopes that can observe living processes at the molecular level, revealing the fundamental mechanism of life and matter. High-end microscopes is a need of our in the future. Particle accelerators, just to take massive machines that probe the fundamental nature of matter and energy, unlocking secrets of universe at the smallest scale. Introducing AI tool for scientific discovery. Artificial intelligence can play a very crucial role that can process vast amount of scientific data, identifying patterns and generating new hypotheses. These tools don't just support research, they accelerate breakthrough discoveries across all scientific disciplines, from medicine to material science to space exploration. So engineering the tool for better scientific discovery is the next challenge of 21st century. Now, who is going to work on this challenge? Who is going to work on these grand challenges? Now there should be collaboration between engineers, scientists, citizens, and policymakers. Policymakers means government. Engineers' role is bringing technical expertise and innovation problem-solving approaches to design practical solutions. Scientists' role will be providing fundamental research and deep understanding of the underlying principles and mechanisms. Policymakers has to create supportive regulatory framework and enabling large-scale implementation of solutions. They should come out with policies. They should help engineers and scientists by framing right policies, and citizens supporting research funding, adopting new technologies, and advocating for sustainable solutions. So it is teamwork between technocrats, scientists, government, and common man. That's why this is called as unity in diversity. Now universities has to start grand challenge scholar programs to take up these 14 challenges. In program elements like research experience in grand challenge areas, there should be multi and interdisciplinary coursework bridging engineering and humanity together, entrepreneurship training to translate ideas into impact, global perspective through international experiences, service learning connecting engineering to social needs. See, over 130 universities already have established grand challenge scholar programs, graduating thousands of engineers prepared to tackle humanity's greatest challenges. We won't be surprised, after 25 years, there will be common engineering program across. Now we have what? Mechanical engineering, civil engineering, computer engineering. In future, people expect that engineer should know everything. Why to label engineer as a mechanical engineer? Why to label engineer as a civil engineer? Because this is era of multidisciplinary things. Now we have to cross boundaries and enter into others' domain, because all domains are interrelated. Engineering for better tomorrow. Now, why we need to take these 14 grand challenges of 21st century seriously? Because these particular challenges are helping us to create sustainable planet, healthy lives, secure society, and joyful experience. Joyful experience through what? Through advanced learning, through joyful learning, by using virtual reality. Now, what is the role of engineering colleges? To fulfill these 14 grand challenges. Already, some institutions are already working on it. For your information, there is one course, which IIT Madras is offering. That course is the BS in medical science and engineering. IIT itself is offering course in medical science and engineering, because engineers' interference in medical science is a must now. Now everything is IT based. Even health monitoring online. I have seen in IIT Bombay, they have MTech Biomedical, wherein 60% of their PG students are coming there with MBBS degree. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yes, sir.
So In biomedical, okay, people are after doing MBBS, they are doing MTech in biomedical because they want to know how to develop equipments for precise surgeries. Now we talked about okay challenge of cyber, okay, cyber security to keep our cyber space safe. MTech and MS. Okay. Now I'm discussing okay contribution of educational institute okay to work on these 14 grand challenges. IIT Madras and IIT Kanpur is offering MTech in computer science with specialization or focus on cyber security only. We talked about sustainable energy, solar energy. Many IITs are running MTech and system engineering. IIT Kanpur and IIT they are offering MTech and PhD in nuclear engineering. Jadavpur University is offering course in nuclear safety only. IIT Kharagpur is offering course in MTech in cryogenics. There are many institutes. Now we talked about challenge of what? Challenge of infrastructural development, sustainable infrastructure. Be it infrastructure development management. What need of our? Need of our is some institute should come forward. Okay, on nitrogen management. Some agricultural university should come forward. Nitrogen management is directly responsible to improve food chain, for better agricultural activities, for agricultural. Some should start take and educational programs on water resource management because providing clean drinkable water to all population is a big challenge. Say okay, mainly from civil engineering department should come up with some programs for sustainable transportation. We need to create sustainable transportation chain, okay, for clean transportation. And the effort behind now why we want to convert our diesel rail line.
I think, sir, your voice is not audible and PPT is also not available now. I think participants, we have the next speaker available. If Professor Hirkude sir can join, it is good. Otherwise, we request the next speaker, Dr. Shimpa Sharma, who is the Director IQAC, Pro Vice Chancellor of DYP Educational Society, deemed to be university. She will be taking over at 7:30. So please be here with us. I think there are some technical issues. And the sir had told in the beginning only. In this 14 grand challenges, I think this availability of energy is also one of the important challenge. Good evening, madam. I think we'll wait for five more minutes.
Not a problem at all. We can wait for Dr. Hirkude to join in for some time. But in case he's unable to, I'm willing to start, no problem.
Okay.
I'll keep myself on hold for you.
Am I audible, sir?
Now audible, sir. Now you are back.
I'll finish, sir, now.
You finish, sir. Finish, sir.
Yeah. Okay, we are talking about what is the role of educational institutes, okay, to fulfill these 14 grand challenges. Okay, we need to design and develop our curriculum under NEP. Okay, to motivate researchers and students. Okay, for taking up these challenges so that we can divert them. Okay, to carry on their research in that particular area. Already IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, okay, they have started this initiative. Okay, so IIT Bombay excellence program is there, that is leading energy research and developing affordable water purification projects that serve rural communities across India. IIT Madras is there, okay, which is doing innovation for urban sustainable infrastructure, design for going metropolitan areas. So educational institutes are playing their role. Okay, even the second tier institutes are also okay, are working on that. They are coming out with new programs like AI, ML, and all. Okay, they are coming up with new programs on cyber security. So we need to focus, okay, more on areas on solar energy innovation, clean water access, urban infrastructure, health technologies, and this is possible with the partnership of government, industries, and by developing infrastructure, by putting advanced computing facilities in the institute. This is possible, okay, through startups, okay, by okay, motivating students, okay, to start entrepreneurship in solar or in clean water or in sustainable transport or in sustainable infrastructure areas. We need okay, very good infrastructure and facilities enhancement, okay, to do research and to implement these okay technologies which are the future challenges. Okay, we have to create advanced research labs. We have to create innovation hubs. We have to do global partnership. We nowadays we should not remain okay idle, or we should not remain remote. It is the era of collaboration. When you collaborate, okay, you will be able to learn new things. You will be share okay infrastructural facilities. The infrastructural facilities, good infrastructural facilities which you have, other institute will share, and their good infrastructural facilities we can share. So global partnership is need of power, okay, to work on these 14 global challenges, engineering challenges, okay, promoting global collaboration and exchange, addressing cyber security and nuclear terror prevention. Okay, I already discussed about this. Enhancing virtual reality and personalized learning. Now, how to overcome these challenges? Okay, funding solutions, address resource constraints through diversified funding. Okay, take government grants. Okay, go to industry, take industry grants. If international aids are available, utilize it. Develop faculties, provide training to faculties in interdisciplinary areas. Train faculties in new cutting edge emerging technologies. Create culture, research culture, where they will be able to learn, research, and study new advanced technologies, which is need of our under this 14 grand engineering challenges. And this is possible only through proper government policies and government support. Vision for the future, engineering India's tomorrow. Indian engineering colleges emerging as recognized global leaders in solving critical 21st century challenges through innovative approaches. Holistic graduate development, graduates equipped with technical excellence, ethical awareness, entrepreneurial mindset, and deep, societal consciousness, collaborative ecosystem, thriving ecosystem where academia, industry, and government work together seamlessly for sustainable national development. Engineering India's path for better tomorrow, powerful framework, call to action, transformative impact. Now, I like to conclude, that the National Academic Engineers Grand Challenges call for engineering to apply creative and
Sir, you are not audible.
okay. Now I like to conclude. We have discussed 14 grand challenges. The 14 grand challenges are specifically targeting sustainability, means towards green energy storage. Then we discuss about the challenges in health area to create advanced medicine facilities. Then we discussed about challenges which we are going to face to create clean drinkable water, nuclear threat, cyber security. So these are the 14 grand challenges suggested to us by National Academy of Engineering USA, and these challenges will make our life more joyful in future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for all the efforts you have taken to compile this presentation and speak your experience and views. I think I really appreciate all the resource persons for taking out time to prepare on these topics which are given. And it's a huge effort what they have put in spite of their regular activities and a lot of duties what you perform on a day in, day out basis. So thank you very much for your inputs. I think faculties, if they have any questions, I think they can put in the chat box. We'll try to answer you. Otherwise, our next speaker is Madam is waiting, and we can start the next session.
Yes, sir. I think we'll post the question or we mail the question to sir if it's okay to him.
Yeah. You can post me the questions. I'll answer them.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, Veera?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you're audible. Please proceed.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening to everyone. It is my privilege to welcome our esteemed speaker for today's session, Dr. Shimpa Sharma, ma'am. She is Pro Vice Chancellor and IQAC Director of Dr. D.Y. Patil Education Society, Dean University, Kolhapur. Dr. Sharma, ma'am, is a distinguished professor of medicine with more than 2 decades of teaching and clinical experience. She holds MBBS and MD degree in general medicine, is pursuing her PhD, and has also completed an MBA in hospital and healthcare management. With over 24 indexed research papers, one author book, and several copyright to her credit. Dr. Sharma ma'am is also a FAIMER fellow and has an international academic experience as a professor and head of the department in Mauritius. Her expertise in general medicine, bioethics, academic quality assurance, and outcome-based education has made her a respected academic leader and mentor. We are indeed fortunate to have her with us today to share her valuable insight on this important topic. Now I humbly request Dr. Shimpa Sharma ma'am to kindly take over the session and enlighten us with her word of wisdom. Thank you, ma'am.
I'd like to add, madam, under the guidance of madam, our university has got NAAC A++ grading. I think we should appreciate her efforts for the last 1 decade. She is heading the IQAC. So all credit goes to her for this wonderful accreditation performance. Okay, madam. Over to you, madam.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Veera, as well as Dr. Mane, for your kind words. I think I will first just share my screen and then take it from there. Just let me know if my PPT is visible. Is
Yeah,
that
visible, madam.
perfect? Great. I think after an extremely educative and very scientific talk that Dr. Hirkude shared with all of us, we are going to go on to something that is a little bit out of the box, more on the lateral tract, as we call it, and that is integrating the green technologies with NAAC accreditation. I'm on behalf of my university, Dr. D.Y. Patil Education Society Deemed University from Kolhapur, Maharashtra. I'm really happy to be able to share whatever little experience and learning I have had in the last decade. As Dr. Mane says, we have been in the accreditation cycle for now almost 20 years. And the last 10 years, I have had the privilege and honor of working here. I would like to quote one of your people, very technical people, and that is, life is about creating and living experiences that are worth sharing. So thank you, Dr. Mane and team at ATAL AICTE for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to share my experiences. What we will do is we will quickly try and cover this topic under these headings. One is the overview of basically what NAAC criteria would imply, the principles and adoptions of green technology. We'll map them both to the NAAC criteria and also to the sustainable development goals. What supporting documents are needed? What information do we need to collect and submit? What are the important things we need to remember about our stakeholders? And last, of course, I will be requesting everyone to give me a feedback on the talk for my personal use. Before we go ahead, I would just like to understand the audience that I have. So I'll request Mr. Dixit, he's my IT support today. So I'll request him to give two polls, one after the other. The first poll is basically about teaching experience. So I'll request everybody who's attending to kindly give me some idea as to what is the seniority of my audience so that I can kind of target it appropriately. Okay. We appear to be a predominantly very, very senior audience.
60 doctorates.
Yeah, I think so, because the more than 10 years are at 70% of the respondents. If anyone is still to respond, I'll request you to respond. Otherwise, we'll end the poll in another about couple of minutes. Okay, I think we are still staying with about 65%, 60% of the audience has more than 10 years of teaching experience. So that makes my job relatively easy. And I'll end this poll. I want to know, what is your familiarity with the NAAC experience? Yeah. So can you, I think I'll share the results because I'm not able to stop sharing. Yeah. Mr. Dixit, can we also just share the second poll about what is the background with regard to NAAC? Yeah. If you are confused as to which part to fill, just fill whichever is the better of the two. Okay, I think this would have been pretty intuitive, because with 60% of the faculty with such seniority, a lot of you would have participated with NAAC. But, and there's a very small minority which has not participated in NAAC previously or has participated as supporting faculty. In case there is any query or any confusion about the language I'm using or the terminology I'm using, please feel free to put it in the chat and I will try and clarify as I'm going. Or you could, of course, use the Q&A session at the end of the at the end of the entire session. So we are about, again here, about 67%, 60 plus with experience. Okay, thank you. That helps me to figure out how to tone my topic. So I'll go into that now. Is there a problem with the PPT? No, there isn't. Okay. So since majority people are aware, the NAAC process is pretty straightforward. It starts with a self-assessment. There is a peer review. And then, of course, the grading and the continuous quality improvement that needs to happen. What we all perhaps sometimes overlook is we are so worried about the peer review that we forget that it is our self-assessment that actually bears the maximum weightage. Now with the new system coming in, it's going to be more objective, lesser and lesser weightage for peer review. So how we assess ourselves, how we project what we have, how we are operating, what are the small things that we are doing on a daily basis, which sometimes, we think it is taken for granted that we are doing it, but we overlook that this is worth reporting. So today I will try and cover even small aspects which are actually worth reporting in our self-assessment. Now, if you look at our self-assessment or you look at the total NAAC accreditation, there are 4 things that hit you. 1, it is extremely comprehensive. It makes us very accountable. Credibility of the institution to a large extent today is linked to the NAAC grading. And it is extremely transformational. What do I mean by this? When I say comprehensive, if you look at the revised accreditation framework, which was in force till earlier this year, or you look at the binary accreditation, which we are hoping the manual will be out soon, or you look at the maturity-based graded levels that are going to come in by next year, hopefully. All of them have managed to cover every single aspect of a educational institution functioning. The way it has been structured, the way the key indicators have been selected, the way the metrics have been put, and even the benchmarking that has been done. How many marks is given to what activity, at what level, at what detailed level you need to go is all extremely very beautifully laid out. So no aspect of our functioning is devoid of attention, which means every criteria needs to reflect every value. Accountability, there's no question about it. Our SSR is there, our websites are uploaded. We know we have our own special manuals, so now we can't complain. I come from a predominantly health science university. I can't complain that, oh, engineering is only a small part of the university. No. A peer team visit, there are external people who come and see what you've done. So as we say in Hindi, haath kangan ko aarsi kya, seeing is believing. And third-party validation gives us a certain credibility in the eyes of the public. A student, a parent given a choice between an A++ and a B++ institution would kind of make a choice based on that. So these things become important. Why do I say the NAAC accreditation is transformational? Well, first thing, what it needs is very bold leadership. When we call anything transformational, it needs 3 things. It needs a very bold leadership. You need to keep changing with regulations, with global advances, with new technology, and you need to take a decision as to whether this is good enough to go with, or you don't, or you need to go beyond, or you can reduce your expense in a particular area. So the developmental progress of the university is very, very leadership driven. The second thing is stakeholder alignment. The number of stakeholders that are there all need to be aligned to what you have planned and where you want to go. And that is not easy. And the third, of course, is the execution part. When we say transformational, they have insisted that all execution is sustainable. Now, the word sustainable is not new. Over the last 2 days, and I think even the next 2 days, this word has come across several times. So I'm not going to spend too much time explaining what it is. But one thing is there, the planning, the execution, how you monitor it, how you measure it, how you are labeling the outcomes, everything needs to be done in a sustainable manner. And I'll come to that a little further on as to what we need to do. Now, before I go into the green technology section, In terms of accreditation, green technology has got a certain connotation. So I will just quickly cover that connotation. Green technology literally refers to any aspect of all that I have put in this slide as it applies to higher education. So whether it is adoption of technology, whether it is in the area of energy utilization, whether it is in the area of policy, governance, finance, advocacy driven, whether we are talking of a circular economy, so resource conservation, preservation, recycling, waste management, whether you are talking at a global level, so you're talking climate change, you're talking infrastructure or urban sustainability, you're talking of green practices, all this comes under the green technologies which come in the NAAC accreditation. A very important part is social initiatives and awareness. So this is all that I'm going to be kind of incorporating in my talk as we go on as we proceed further. Now, the other area of importance is sustainable development goals. There are 17 United Nations, you can say, commitments which have been created globally. India is one of the signatories for this document. And I just want to know, how familiar are you all with these SDGs? Can you just quickly give me a feedback as to how much time I need to spend on these SDGs? Or you all are very familiar with it and I can kind of just skip through them and just talk about them in passing? Oh, okay. I hope most people are responding, because otherwise you may find the talk becoming very, not useful if I'm talking things that you already know. So if you're aware of it, let me know. If you're not aware of it also, I'll request you to let me know. I think the poll is, I'll wait till I hit a number of 40 or 50 of people so that we know we've got at least 30% response rate. Incidentally, this is one of the requirements of the NAAC accreditation, that all the feedbacks that you show, whether it's about your green initiatives or whether it's about technology or whether it's about teaching, learning, at least 30% of your total stakeholders need to respond. And when you are talking of students and faculty, it needs to be higher than 70 to 80%. So that 30% is when you're talking parents and, that kind of feedback. So I think we are 120 people in the chat. So yeah, we are good to go. Okay, I think it's 50-50. 43% are quite familiar and the others would rather don't have that much information. All right. Great. Okay. See, what are these sustainable development goals? These sustainable development goals basically talk about commitment to contributing in some way to most or as many as possible of these goals. Okay. Now, 17 goals doesn't mean we have to contribute to each and every one. There are some we simply do not, as an educational institution, have much role to play. The other point is, as an educational institution, we will find that we are able to contribute to certain goals in a very strong way. For example, good health and well-being. If you come from a medical university or a medical college having university, you will say, yes, I can do a good job there. But if you come predominantly from a technical university or college, then industry, innovation and infrastructure, which is number 9, right below number 3, would probably be your strength, right? So all of us will find that we have got one or two strengths which are specifically related to our subject. But other ones, for example, quality education, that is number 4. The 5th one, gender equality. The 7th one, affordable and clean energy. 8th one, decent work and economic growth. 10th one, reduced inequality. 11 and 12, which is sustainable cities and responsible consumption. Number 16, peace, justice, and strong institution. and partnership for the goal. So you will realize a large number of these sustainable goals we are able to contribute. Does the contribution need to always be very dramatic and very resource intensive? No. We have a choice of how much we want to contribute to each goal. Why am I spending time on these goals? Because the new NAAC criteria, when they come out, they are going to incorporate SDGs as well as NEP 2020 is what we have been given to understand. SDGs may not be directly incorporated, but their values are all going to become part of the accreditation. And a large number of these are related to green technologies. So I will quickly kind of give you an overview of the SDGs that are also involved as we move ahead. Okay, now let's talk about mapping our green technologies with the NAAC criteria or the NAAC accreditation. First problem that we all face today when we talk of accreditation with NAAC is, are we to follow the revised accreditation framework, the old manuals, or do we wait for binary to come, or do we wait for the maturity-based guided graded learning to come before we start doing anything? Which direction do we go? It used to be 7 criteria. Now it's going to be 10 criteria. So how are we supposed to handle this? And here I sometimes think I should not say old wine in a new bottle. I should say a more matured wine in a new bottle. But the elements remain the same. What do I mean when I say that? Now, this slide that I am sharing is based on whatever input was given to the invitees at a NAAC sponsored, you can call it workshop, which was held in Ahmedabad at Gujarat about a couple of years and a half back, I think, or a year back. And Dr. Kanibaram himself shared what is likely to be the 10 criteria. So I will stay with that likely criteria that was shared with us. If you look at the panel on the left is the old 7 criteria system. The panel on the right is the new 10 criteria system. And there is an 11th one, which is in bright yellow, which is institution specific. The colors have been coordinated on both the panels to match similar output. So if you will see curricular output aspects, it shows up in curriculum design, and lower down also shows up in extended curricular engagement, the golden yellow. If you see teaching, learning and evaluation, which was the light blue one, you've got faculty resources and learning and teaching. If you see research, innovation and extension, it has been split. So research and innovation outcomes shows up in dark blue below down, but extension has been put under the heading of sustainability, green initiatives. Look at infrastructure, it stays exactly the same way. Student support and progression has again been split. So student support and progression will come between sustainability and student outcomes. Governance, leadership and management again has been split. So you have governance and administration in the middle, which is the brown one. And management has become financial resources and management, which is going to be a separate joke all by itself. And then you have institutional values and best practices. Again, institutional values have been mixed up with the curriculum, with sustainability, and best practices has been left out. I don't think it's been left out. I think it will probably come in institution specific. The best practice could be any of the top 10 criteria, but probably what is institution specific, now this is just conjecture on my part, will be the best practices, the institutional distinctiveness, additional things that we could have done in some other sphere. So when I'm going to go through the green technologies with the NAAC criteria, I am not going to say criteria 1, 2, 3, and 4 because we don't know which one to follow. I'm going to just address the broad head that needs to be addressed. All right. I hope that serves a purpose. So curriculum. Okay, I am not sure how to get my chat working. Can someone help me to get my chat working? No, I really can't see my chat. All right. If people can be unmuted, I'll let them unmute. But any thoughts on how curriculum is related to green technology? Any ideas? If people have any
Participants can
now I
unmute
figured it
themselves.
out. I figured out how to open the chat. Thank you so much.
Educating students about sustainability and green technology.
All right, perfect. So one would be putting it into the curriculum, I'm presuming you're saying. Putting sustainability in the curriculum. Any other ideas?
Madam, in Goa, we have
Hmm.
itself in the curriculum, it is there in green building subject, sustainability and related things are there in the curriculum of Goa.
Absolutely. I think thanks to UGC, it is there in a lot of institutions now, which is a fantastic thing. But it's great that you all have done that. Any other, apart from putting teaching of students in the curriculum as a subject, I'm going to say, is there anything else that you could incorporate in your curriculum towards this goal?
Madam,
Any ideas?
project linked with SDG goals.
Okay, you could ask student projects which are linked to SDG goals. Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Prashant. Anything else people are adopting or already doing, you can share?
Ma'am, we have AICT activity points, 100 points, wherein we do these activities and they get some points. Actually, we should encourage these things because they do some practical work also.
Okay,
So
that's a wonderful idea.
They do outreach programs too. So I think these all will be included in this
So
AICT
Dr. Suma
activity
is
points.
suggesting, yeah, great. So she's suggesting using the AICT funds towards making activities which can be given credits. I think the rural internship program in first year engineering is something very similar, right?
Yes,
so,
yes. They have the
we have
activity
medical
points.
internship, but ours is at the end. And you're giving activity points for it. Okay.
Yes.
Great. Anything else? Anything else that people are following that you all can share?
Hello, madam. We actually provide the honors degree in green technology and sustainability with normal BE degree. And
great.
second, we are having the internship towards this.
Oh, so that's an entire program that is devoted to sustainability. The entire degree is about sustainable things. Fantastic. Anything else? Anyone else? Because I think we'll just mute everyone again. But I think what we need to realize is there is no end to how we can utilize our curriculum. I think it's all about how creative we can really get, I've just put some things. One is syllabus, environmental science in the syllabus, or like someone said, the whole program is based on sustainability. Use of online education. We don't realize, but distance learning and online learning are actually a kind of green curriculum. They are green programs. The simple reason being, you have a student who does not have to travel, who uses minimum paperwork, whose learning resources are online. Can you imagine the amount of natural resource that is being saved, right? When we talk of online education, we are also talking in terms of online access to learning resources. That comes in the second area of teaching learning as well as in curriculum. The other are what we call courses. One we spoke about, for example, having the environmental science course, but we also have got electives. We also have, like someone already shared with us, Mr. Narayan shared with us, projects. You also have co-curricular value-added courses that now NAAC has asked us to do. Can we have a certain percentage of all these electives, value-added courses, any other kind of, activity-based, credit-based, assessment-based, you can call it course, all of them could have a certain percentage related to green technology. Rural internships and postings we've spoken, so I won't speak. Feedback on curriculum. This is something very basic. It will come repeatedly in all criteria. Remember, all feedback that is taken online becomes a part of your green activities. Otherwise, the old feedbacks on paper, collecting all those thappies of paper that we used to have, and then we never knew what to do with all of them. I remember the first time we went for NAAC in 2017, we had 5 years worth of feedback sheets and sheets of paper. This year, nothing. We just had Excel sheets. So I think taking feedback on curriculum, making it online, making it digital is something that is important. If you look at what SDGs we cover when we talk of a green curriculum, we definitely talk of quality education. When you talk of distance learning, online learning, virtual learning programs, then you're talking of work and economic growth. When you talk of remote learning opportunities, you're talking SDG number 10, that is reducing inequalities. Technology-enabled learning is sustainable, so definitely SDG 11. And SDG 12 is responsible consumption. The use of paper reduction itself is a responsible consumption. Now, these are very simple things. Sometimes you feel, am I stretching it too far? Am I kind of just khich ke nikaloing things out of it? But no, that's not true. When the United Nations said that every institution must contribute to the SDGs, they realized that it all starts from small daily habits and practices, and that is what the green curriculum does. Once the curriculum is ready, we talk about teaching, learning, and evaluation. By the way, most of the photographs that I am going to be showing are photographs of my institution, except where I could not find an appropriately matching photograph that doesn't convey, then I have used graphics. Now, this is our general ward in the hospital. I have had to tone down the image to reduce the amount of lighting that is naturally available. Natural lighting, natural ventilation, when it is there in the ward, how does it touch with teaching, learning, and evaluation, you may ask? These children come to these wards to study. They learn to appreciate this kind of natural lighting for patient examination. They are learning that tomorrow when they start their own hospitals and nursing homes, natural lighting. This is an indirect way of teaching and learning through your infrastructure. But right now, I'm going to talk only about actual teaching learning. One is learning resources. What do I mean when I say preparation to practice? Preparation meaning online collaborations to prepare syllabus. Not having so much of paperwork when I'm preparing my syllabus. Not sharing files, physical files here and there. But it's not just the preparation. It's also the dissemination of my learning resources. So giving my students access to online learning resources, having a learning management system, no notices, no assignments, no homeworks, no circulars, right? It even means the delivery of teaching. So having the latest technology so that there is maximum utilization of what learning is available. And last, of course, is the practices, small practices of learning that we are doing, like digital submissions. When we talk of access to learning, basically, I'm talking about getting distant experts from, faculty or industry experts from far away. I mean, this FDP itself is an example of access to learning. Assessments, adopting technology, again, reduces the number of papers that we collect. Online facilities, currently mentoring is a face-to-face facility. Can we also provide them with an online mentoring system that improves the efficiency, reduces the amount of resources you use, increases the way you use your resources in a better way? Grievance portal, of course, is a standard one online nowadays. The helplines that UGC gives, the anti-ragging portal, all of them are basically grievance portals in some form or the other. Faculty development programs permit national level and international level trainings, which otherwise were a dream for us, especially our generation. Going abroad to attend a conference was quite an expensive job. It still is, but these online things make a difference. And again, of course, like I mentioned, feedback on teaching, learning. And again, you will see you do manage to cover a fair number of sustainable development goals by providing them out of class teaching, that is the online learning resources. A work-life balance and skill development is possible. Therefore, that's decent work. Reducing inequality by addressing learner diversity. What do I mean by learner diversity? I'm not simply talking of the advanced learner and the slow learner. I am talking about them. Getting access to the same teacher's lecture, recorded lecture, and allowing me to listen to it 5 times till I understand it is reducing the inequality in the learners. But this also refers to the diversity. You know, some people are what they call auditory learners, some are visual learners, some people like to read, some people like to listen, some people like to see graphics and videos and learn from that. So when you use technology, you actually address learner diversity. So you are using green technology, you're reducing paperwork, but you're also reducing the inequality of the learner, right? Then of course, 11 and 12 are straightforward, pretty apparent. When we come to SDG number 16, that is peace, justice, and strong institutions, everything that goes online becomes fairer, becomes more transparent, less manipulation, right? So whether it is attendance, whether it is assessment, whether it is sharing of learning resources. In our days, we used to have notes that used to float in the class. Only some people had those notes. I mean, you can actually do away with all of that by just using technology. That gives you better justice to your students. Here, another thing in this, when you want to talk of SDG 16, is the incorporation of ethics in the curriculum or in the co-curricular programs. All right. Another important NAAC criteria is research and innovation. Now, research and innovation is it's a huge thing because it depends in which area you do research. And that is why I am putting the green technology tree once again in place, because if you do research in any of these areas, you are automatically taking care of making a contribution to green technology within your accreditation system, right? So that entire criteria of sustainability will have aspects even from research and innovation. This is how accreditation, you move up the ranks in your accreditation by understanding what the criteria says and incorporating the right things under that criteria. So, moving from animal experiments to simulation software, doing research on green technology, finding solutions to bio-waste management, optimizing your disposal of waste, all right? So you're talking e-waste, plastic waste, not bio-waste, water purification, green gases, pollution. So these are all areas where you could do research and you could actually contribute to the sustainable goals and to your NAAC accreditation marks as well. Look at the number of SDGs that you can address through research. Do we need to do all 9? No, I have just put what my university is doing. But the point being, we can all do research in education. Maybe some pedagogical research, maybe some ethics research, address SDG 16. So what are you doing with your existing resources? Are you researching in all areas, teaching, learning, gender, perception, right? When you talk of identifying what is gender perception on social issues, you could have even put gender equality, and therefore you could say SDG number 8. SDG number 5. So the world is your, what should I say? The whole thing is up to you. What choices you make in doing research, you can fulfill research and innovation in terms of green technology. When we talk of sustainability, this is something very interesting. There are 7 R's of sustainability, okay? We are all very familiar with the first 3 R's that came up: refuse, reduce, or recycle. So refuse unnecessary things, refuse things that are harmful to the environment, refuse things that are, wasteful. Second was reduce your utilization if you can't refuse it. So we all need electricity. Can we reduce the use of electricity? And recycle was the third one, right? There are 4 more in this group of words that I have put here. I just want to know what do you all think? Which remaining 4 are the 4 R's? Mr. Dikshit, can we just put that poll in place? This is just a game, huh? Nobody is taking an exam. But this is the poll. Which of these 10, I think 10 or 9, are a part of the 7 R's of sustainability? I've only got one response. Hello? Have people gone to sleep?
This is a new question.
This is actually a pre-dinner time. So I know some people are probably even having dinner while they are working with watching. But that's
No,
great.
ma'am,
That's fine.
the question is new, or it's taking time to read and answer.
Okay. Great. I will wait for 5 minutes then. Yeah.
I have submitted, ma'am.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be any agreement on any.
Yeah. It's all hovering around 20%.
It's
everywhere.
all hovering between 20 and 30. You're right, Dr. Mane. Interesting. Except nobody wants rethink. That's down to 14%. Everything else is between 20 and 30%. Okay, I'll wait for another minute and then I'll end the poll. Because I got my 30% participation. So I'll give it a total of 3 minutes. Interesting. Which is the top selection? I think respect. Oh, 30. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll end the poll, right? Okay, can the results be shared? Am I supposed to share the results?
No.
Okay. Well, honestly, it's coming. There are no winners really. And do we realize that how easy it is to extrapolate our thinking into any terminology? Yeah. So if I say, you know what, I do any initiative, I should ratify it. Then I can always claim ratify is a word. It's a correct answer. Right? Should I give the final what actually it is?
Yeah.
There are 7 R's. 3, of course, we've already done. But there is one. What they say is you refuse something. If you can't refuse, rethink. Do you really need to refuse? Do you really need it? So rethink is one of them. Okay? If you have to utilize it, then use it to the minimum possible. So that became reduce. Respect what you are getting out of it. So, it is like, ye dil mange more. So I've got an AC, it's working at 23. I want at 18. No. 23 is good. Stay with 23. Respect that you've got a temperature that's less than the 40 degrees outside, right? So that says respect the resource that you are using. So refuse, rethink, reduce, respect. All right? Now, once you've used something, you reuse it. So if it is possible to reuse something, please reuse it. And in India, I think we are classic example, bade bacche ka kapda chota bachcha pehenta hai. That's called reusing it, right? It became tight for the elder child, it goes to the second child. So this is reusing. Let's say you cannot reuse it. There is no one younger now to wear it. then we Indians always repurpose our clothes, don't we? It becomes kitchen ka kapda, it becomes the towel, it becomes the pocha. So that is called repurpose. So we are at refuse, rethink, reduce, respect, reuse, repurpose, and then recycle. Now, these are the 7 R's of sustainability. If you are familiar with the 7 R's of waste management, then you replace respect with repair. So you don't respect the waste, but you repair what can be used so that you can reuse it. So if a lot of people have kind of chosen repair also, that's very true. Now, why did I share this information really? Not just to time pass. The point is, in our institution, can we start seeing where
Madam, your screen is not visible and even you are not audible.
I think she got disconnected.
So please reconnect, na?
No, she has to join, na?
You can't help.
No, we can call.
No, she's back.
Ma'am, unmute yourself, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll unmute. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I think I disconnected completely and then I'll have to come back, right? Do I have to screen again?
Yes, you have to share your screen.
I'll have to, right? I thought as much. All right, thank you so much. Yeah. So the point I was making was when I got disconnected is all these R's are happening in our institutions. We just need to identify, locate them, find them, talk to the students. They will show you where they are doing it already without us knowing about it. And put all of that in your sustainability report because that's how it gets stronger. All right. Extension and social responsibility, also called ISR or institutional social responsibility, is part of the NAAC criteria. And it is endless. The list is endless how much we can do in society. From educational talks, when we say green initiatives, we are not just talking of pollution. We are not just talking of plant a tree. We are not talking of ek jhad maa ke naam and we are not talking only green initiatives. You are also talking about, can we show people how to purify their drinking water better? Can we tell people what would be the health outcome if they planted 1 tree a year? So your educational talks could be linked to your specialty, right? Can you tell people what happens when you throw your medicines in the dustbin? When you throw the whole strip in the dustbin. Second point of after talks is advocacy, which is basically showing support to policies. Third is adoption of villages, adoption of families in villages, adoption of certain areas to green it. Now, this photograph that I have put is a photograph of the Kolhapur airport. So our university has taken over greening that airport, right? So you could take up an area. It need not necessarily be an entire village or something like that. Traffic islands is another very favorite place to take over. We have taken over the dividers on the main roads. So all the planting on the dividers in a large area of Kolhapur is done by our university and our sister concerns as well in the DYP group. So this kind of adoption can be taken place. Nature preservation and conservation, which basically means taking care of existing structures. This photograph that I showed is an old temple which our students went and cleaned up. It had been completely all covered with grass and, bird shit, and they actually cleaned it, revived it, made it again accessible to people. That's what I mean when I say preservation and conservation. You could be desilting the waters, you could be cleaning the rivers, lots of things. Tree plantations. We all do tree plantation, right? On the Environment Day and World Green Day and all, we do this 1 tree planted here and photo op and it's over. But there are other ways to do it also. One is you could have programs. I will share it later on about the Green Graduate Program. You could have own a tree. You could have students who alumni could say, okay, I'll plant a tree when, I become an alumni, and I'll come back every 2-3 years to have a look at it. So it's a possibility. Awareness and sensitization, always a possibility. We are still doing that also. And participating in national programs, which are part of the Green Initiative. So these are some of the areas where we can do extension work in green technologies. Again, a large number of SDGs get covered. And here I'd like to emphasize 2 SDGs. One is SDG 13, which is climate action. So taking care of the greenhouse effect by extension activities is an important area. And the other is SDG 17. Now, this is about making global partnerships to achieve the other 16 SDG goals. Becoming a part of academic networks, becoming a part of green networks, becoming a part of United Nations or WHO led initiatives allows you to participate in SDG 17 in the area of green technology. Yeah. Now comes to the biggest one of all, and that is infrastructure. In the area of green technology, infrastructure is like, you can say, the king of all our requirements. Now, for example, solar. A lot of colleges and universities have got solar electricity, or they've got some element of, in our hospital, it used to be that the entire OT, the kitchen water heating the hostel heating used to happen from solar energy. Today, it's a university that is utilizing solar energy. Here, I'm showing you composting, I'm showing you rainwater harvesting. So every university will pick up certain things that are comfortable for their university or college. What areas of infrastructure address this green technology area? One is the construction material that is used, right? So using local material, saving on that transport of a material coming all the way from Kanyakumari to me, or the Rajasthan marble coming to me, and using a local kadappa is actually, a part of this green technology utilization. Having safe construction material, all right? Natural ventilation, natural light. I showed you our general wards. Adaptability to climate. So understanding how deep I can go, what slope I need to give, how can I pick earthquake-proof buildings if I'm in an earthquake-prone area, right? Adapting to climate change. We all know it's getting warm, it's getting warmer, and it's going to get even more. So what are we doing for natural ventilation? What are we doing to reduce the cost of electricity on air conditioners? Energy efficiency. This refers to your equipment, the LED bulbs, having equipments that are 5-star efficiency, having very efficient HVAC systems, right? Our heating, we are all engineers, so I don't need to tell you, but heating, ventilation, air conditioning systems need to be more energy efficient. What kind of insulation are we using? All right. Sensor lights, motion lights, these are all energy efficiency. Transport, green transport. What is green transport? Green transport is basically electrical vehicles, hybrid vehicles, making sure the PUC of all your vehicles is done. Mass transport is a kind of green transport, because you're, instead of having each 2 people coming in a two-wheeler, you've got 20 people coming in a small bus, or 60 people coming in a large bus. So when we say transport, you're talking of all aspects. Moving from diesel to petrol is actually a green technology. Resource conservation, any kind of resource we can conserve. So water, energy, paper, plants, that's something I don't need to repeat. Green cover. When we say green cover, we don't simply mean plant a tree. All right. You are talking, what is the extent of green cover that you are able to stretch yourself to? So, I mean, even in this adjoining picture, which is actually our waste management plant, this is our STP at the university campus, you can see a lot of green around it, right? So cover, instead of putting walls to separate things, can't we put a wall of trees? All right. When we say extent, we are also talking of vertical, what we call wall greening, right? So green walls, can we do that? What type of green cover are you choosing? Are we just choosing eucalyptus trees because they smell nice? and then we know that they eat up the groundwater. So, hey, it's a big no-no. Or are we choosing the correct kind of plants that are indigenous? Are we choosing plants that will be perennial? Are we choosing plants that are what we call oxygen producing plants? So all this contributes to what we call our green technology adoption for sustainability. Waste management, very important. I think we know that all public institutions and large scale institutions have to have a sewage treatment plant. They have to have an effluent treatment plant, and then they have to have a chemical waste plant. Now, sewage treatment plants, we all know smell, right? They can stink sometimes. What are you doing about it? So can we cover it from the surrounding area with trees so that the smell doesn't go out? Effluent treatment plant, we are all aware, brings out water. What are we doing with that gray water that comes out? Are we recycling it? Are we reusing it? Are we just letting it go into the gutter? Chemical waste plants. Sometimes when you have an ETP, it's very tempting to just dump the chemical waste into the ETP and let it go through. But we all know that goes into the groundwater, that spoils the drinking water that is going to come tomorrow in someone else's place. You need a holding tank. You need proper, plumbing systems. Are we making sure we are using the latest guidelines for STP, ETP, and chemical waste plants? This is part of our green technology. Alternate energy use has already been spoken of earlier, so I'm not going to spend time on it. Automation. What do we mean by automation? Here, automation is not just the firefighting system. It could be a security alarm system. It could be your feedback system. What does automation do? It basically makes things more precise. It reduces waste, right? So can we kind of look at reducing waste by automation? And of course, recycling, I've already spoken about it. Rainwater harvesting, grey water reutilization, compost. We all have got gardens. We all have got kachra coming out. Are we using that natural fertilizer? How much are we using? Infrastructure actually covers a large number of SDGs. I've only put the most obvious ones. Good health, clean water, affordable energy, decent work, sustainable cities, responsible consumption, production, and climate action. But actually, you can go ahead and even cover 2-3 more things like life on land and global partnerships. But I'm just going to the major ones. All right. Let's look at the next one, and that is student support. Student outcomes and sustainability both are going to be the newer criteria, if they stay with what they told us, that are going to depend on what today we are calling as student support or criteria 5 in NAAC. When we talk of student support, we already have a certain structure. NAAC manual has already given us a certain structure, right? So we know that we are supposed to do out of syllabus teaching. We know we are supposed to provide them anti-ragging, internal complaint committee, helpline. We know we have to give them a mentoring mechanism. So some kind of mentoring, guidance, counseling, psychiatric backup. We know we have to take care of learner diversity. So psychometric testing has to be done. We are aware of these student support areas. But when you have to actually quantify what student supports come in green technology, these are some of the ones that are bare minimum actually. One is participation in the outdoor initiatives. So any green initiative that we undertake, if we can show student participation in every initiative, the weightage increases. All right. They look more positively on things which have student involvement rather than only money spent. So kind of we have to merge the two. Digital technology, we've already spoken about it. Teaching, learning, out of syllabus teaching, extra learning, mentoring, grievance redressal. You can just go on adding. Online grievance redressal, why I have put it separately. Today, mental health is a challenge, we all know. We also know that in India, the extent of mental health has gone to such a level that even our central agencies and authorities are concerned, right? So depression, psychiatric illness, attempted suicides. I don't know whether you can call it a successful suicide, but a suicide. all these have become very common. It is nice to have a grievance redressal place. You put a feedback or you put a icon on your website and you allow students to feed their grievance at any time. The point is, are we giving them 24/7 coverage for mental health grievance redressal? That is the touch point we have to all start to address. Complaining about the exam result and complaining about the computer not working and complaining about a rude staff, that is okay. It can be a 9 to 5 thing. It can be sorted out the next day. But mental health redressal 24/7 is something today our students do need. There is an anti-ragging helpline 24/7 at the central in New Delhi. But I think what we all need to look at is mental health 24/7 online redressal for students. Then, of course, digital access to learning resources. So this is like our learning management systems. It is also all the online subscriptions that we take. It's all the AV resources that students can access from home. RFID is another one which refers to our digital library, or even to your, in our case, it's even the general library where you have RFID, where entry, exit becomes automated, becomes fast. It's not just entry and exit. It's also the ability for students to return a book and take a book on their own. How does that become green technology, you may ask? One, of course, is you've adopted technology. You won't have one person standing there to do that job. More important, you're saving time. That efficiency that you bring into any area counts towards your SDGs. Transparent biometric attendance system is obvious. Bus service for travel, again, very, very obvious. I really don't need to spend too much time on that. But mass transport is probably a way to go, especially in bigger cities. Look at the SDGs that students are all covering, literally all of them. When we talk of SDG number 12, I'll just spend a little time on that fourth one. SDG 12, which is decent work and economic growth, student placement efforts become a part of this, right? Now, placement efforts, campus drives, on-campus visiting of industry is our standard traditional system. Moving to online, we have already moved to online. I think last year, one of our schools, the entire campus placement was online, right? But thanks to the fact that it was online, we had better industries that came visiting. Our students went, I'm talking of our School of Hospitality, really. So our students were placed in some of the top 5-star hotels in India, and not in some obscure small town, but in the big metros. So moving to green technology to conduct campus placements actually contributes to our students' economic growth and their decent work chances, right? So we have to think like that. Student sensitization in any area of SDG, in any green area, would count. So we'll go with that. The other area which is very important is the area of governance. Your offices, your policies, your systems, things like that. And there are huge governance areas we can cover, all right? So we are all familiar with the paperless office. We know that. Energy saving offices, we are aware of that. Do you know reducing the decibel level in your offices actually contributes to green technology? It also contributes to SDG number 8. So it is how innovative and creative you can become about improving your work systems. All right. Of course, information management systems, we've spoken about. Data security, confidentiality, we know. Policies. Now, this is an extremely important one. We recently went for the QS iGauge ranking. Why I'm saying it? Because it's another kind of a ranking and accreditation. So I won't be surprised if as NAAC tries to become more global in its outlook, it adopts the QS values also within it. And I was surprised to see the number of policies that they expect an educational institution to have. So it's not just important to have an environment policy or a green policy. You need to have a policy on what green initiatives what is your policy towards having green initiatives. Then what is your policy for bio-waste? What is your policy for resource conservation? So the number of policies that are required in the area of green technology is immense. Okay. And we need to focus a little bit more on that. We need to look beyond what the old NAAC manual says, because as sustainability becomes a separate criteria, we are going to have to look at more and better and stronger mapped advocacies. All right. Partnering with global organizations, that's fine. Audits, that's another if and but area in a lot of institutions. The green audit, the energy audit, which includes the electrical audit, obviously, the environment audit, IT audit are the minimum audits that take care of green technology. All right. In addition to this, if you have any system, for example, the STP plant, the ETP plant, chemical waste plant, then the regular annual maintenance check that we do, what do you call it? Your AMC, CMC systems.
AMC.
So whatever is the annual work that needs to be done needs to come as a document. All right. So you don't only look at major audit, you also have to audit your green facilities that are there. So you have a rainwater harvesting setup, then that needs to have its annual report in place. You have a composting pit, then the annual report of that composting pit, how much went in, how long it took, how much came out, what did you do with it? Everything needs an annual report, if not a formal audit. All right. Then, of course, you have green recognitions and awards, and that is participate in competitions, participate in garden competition, landscape competition, tree planting drives, give awards to your stakeholders who participate and do something good. Again, I will come to the Green Graduate Program and show you how our university tried to create something. I'm sure if we all give thought to it, there must be beautiful things running in other universities. I'm trying to finish a little early so that we don't have to miss dinner. So I'm not going to invite observations on this, but at the end, I will give 5 minutes. I would like to hear what people have done. Of course, these are the SDGs, nothing unusual. The standard SDGs are being covered. Finances. I didn't know what picture to put for finance, so I thought graphic is good enough. Green initiative heading in your budget. Every budget needs to have either a head or a subhead of expenses that have been made towards green initiatives. All right. It needs to show up very clearly, and the budget needs to match the expense. All right. So record all expenditure that is made for the green initiatives. Now, the problem is we do a rally. What expenditure to record? Correct? Or we do a tree plantation. What expenditure to record? So some kind of, what is the term I'm forgetting? You will have to create a document that says, hey, we planted a tree. If I had purchased, the tree came from my university nursery, suppose. If I would have purchased this tree, I would have spent maybe 70 rupees or 100 rupees on it. But when that tree grows up, how many carbon credits is it going to get me? Right? So we all know that there are certain carbon credits you get for planting. So if I have planted, let us say 50 trees in the last year, I have earned so many credits. So when I say record of money spent, I should also record what I have earned with that. Right? So my carbon credits that I earned through all my different things would come as my annexure to my finance budget. It's not a financial statement at all. Then, of course, use of software and maintenance of digital records. I think most of us have already reached this place. But if not, we need to get this in our system pretty fast. Again, the SDGs are pretty apparent: sustainability, decent work and economic growth, And of course, justice and strong institutions, because we are going in for efficiency and transparency, right? I am getting some disturbance. Is it from my end or from somewhere else? From my end. All right. Quality assurance. I'm seated. The quality assurance really does not have too much to do with green technology, but the planning and execution of all green technology.
Yeah, continue, madam. Continue. Madam, you need to unmute yourself.
Okay. Am I unmuted again?
Yeah.
Great. So in quality assurance, it's not so much about doing the green technology. It is digital data, digital feedback collection, maintaining digital records. That's fine. But most important is every green initiative that your university has undertaken needs to find mention in the quality assurance report. So whatever green technology you are claiming, if your quality assurance report does not find mention of it, it loses its strength to get you the marks. Okay. Now I'm talking purely from the mark point of view. So yeah, sustainable 11 and sustainable SDG 12 are within the IQAC, but noting all other IQAC, all other green technology initiatives covers, I think, all the other SDGs. Institutional values. Okay. I think this has been covered very well with NAAC, the old RAF, and I would strongly suggest use the old RAF manual as a guide for institutional values, even in future, because it's very beautifully done. One, of course, is policies, gender policy, anti-discrimination policy, equality policy, ethics policy. So all policies that relate to equality and access to technology, right? When you're talking equality, gender, or even discrimination, you have to talk about access to technology as being green technology ko inko bhi access utna hi hai. All right. Value added courses, I've spoken about. Student clubs. We all have student clubs and standard clubs. We have photography, coding, dance, drama, music, sports, trekking, adventure. Have wellness clubs also, because a lot of these kind of clubs actually add to your green technology marks. All right. The activities come in, the SDGs come in. Guest lectures, celebration of days, we are all doing. Daily practices. What do I mean by daily practices? We don't record these, unfortunately. Let me ask a simple question. How many of us are using the backside of a printed paper to do rough work? I think a lot of us, yeah. We are all used to taking the printed sheet, that meeting circular notice that comes in, and then we all use the backside of it to do some other work. Whether we use print work or whether we use pen work. Now it is a daily practice. We are all very used to it. The point is, are we recording this? Are we documenting this in our green technology or sustainability report? All right. The other is, what do you do with paper after you don't want it? We tear it. And then what do we do with it? Throw it. Correct? Where do you throw it? Are we recycling that? Right? So we can do small things on a daily basis where we can talk of these kind of practices that we do that allows us to multiply our output. Recognition of green efforts, like I told you, anyone does something in this area, recognize them. Whether it's a patent that has come for green research, whether it's a new technique that somebody has come out that saves on time, electricity, water, any kind of resource. Some recognition, some award from the college, from the institution to that person needs to go over and above what you would otherwise give him. That becomes a green initiative, right? Incorporation of green infrastructure has been covered. Innovative green practices. Okay. in innovative green practices, I'll come to that, what we are doing. But basically what I'm saying is owning a sapling, owning a tree. You could give plots of land to students and let them develop it. Having competitions within your university or within inter-college. Institutional values, of course, are pretty straightforward. Quality education, gender equality, decent work, reducing inequalities, and of course, decent work. And I think decent work has come twice. SDG 8 is, how did I do that? Okay, my mistake. So this is a list of all the green technologies that can come on campus. Your courses, your curriculums can be redesigned, co-curricular offerings, electives, value-added courses, postings, rural internships, credit-based small activities, internal assignments, continuous internal assessment, workshops, seminar, clubs and societies, use of technology, research on any of the green areas, green campus policies, like I told you, green campus practices like recycling, your water, your compost, things. Green infrastructure has been covered, social awareness initiatives, and of course, adoption of villages. What do I mean by adoption of a cohort? Cohort basically means a certain limited population that you will be following up. So I could adopt a school, for example. I could adopt, let's say, only the women in a particular area. So they become my cohort I have adopted. Like they say, educate a lady and you've educated the entire family. So I could educate the lady to green practices. So that could be my adopted cohort, right? And of course, lands and facilities like I said, the road divider, the airports, your, local clubs and things like that. I'll spend a little time on this, not a little time, but a minute on the Green Graduate Program. Now, this was something that was the brainchild of one of our students from the College of Nursing. She said, every time I go to my village, I plant a tree, but it doesn't count in the university. So cannot we have a program where if I plant a tree anywhere in the country, it is counted as a university initiative? So we came out with her thought and one of their teachers, and we sat down and we came out with a Green Graduate Program. What is this program? The student has to send a geotagged photograph of a tree that he plants anywhere in the country. So we have got trees planted all the way from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. We have, I think, covered 11 states in this Green Graduate Program. Now, it's not enough to just plant the tree and give me a photo op. We attached a pledge to the tree, to the planting, so that there is a pledge we have put together, which makes the student vow that I will look after that tree also. I will follow up on the tree. I will monitor its growth. Once she takes that pledge, we give her a certificate saying green pledge taken. Now, every year, the student gives us a follow-up of that tree. For every year that the student follows up the tree, we give her a star. The aim is, if my program is 4 years, I should graduate as a 4-star. So this is a green graduate program. First, we kept it only for students. Then we expanded it to faculty. Then we expanded it to family of the students. We said, okay, your parents and siblings can also participate. We have crossed, I think, 2,000 trees, 11 states, and students are so happy. They get a certificate. They feel proud that they have done it. They're able to share this experience with their students, other students, with their teachers. They get recognized for it. We have a, what do they call it? Instagram account. So they get their photographs put up on the Insta account. So, it's a kind of a movement that has come from within the student body. Can we think up more innovative programs like this, which allows educational institutions to participate in a greening program and then incorporate technology in it? So using social media, using your geotagging, using your location specificity. This is all technology. When I'm using technology for a green purpose, it's a green technology, right? So this is kind of something that we are doing that I just wanted to share, because I always bless that student when I talk about this topic, because it takes some brain to come out with something so creative. All right. This is a photograph of a classroom. Can we open the chat? Is it possible to open the chat, please?
Chat is open only. People can type, madam.
Ah, people can type, but I already showed it. Okay. In this particular photo, I will show you 3 areas where green technology is in use, right? The students are responding to the question through their phones using a QR code, and we've got LED lighting in the classroom, which is actually saving on energy, right? So every class, every place has a potential for some green technology to replace an old existing system. All right. What I'm going to do, let me first get onto the chat. I have a little problem with technology. My problem is that. All right, now I am on the chat. I am going to give another photograph. My request is, can you all tell me in the chat, what are the green areas that are still functioning in this photograph? All right. What you all think are the green areas of functioning? Come on. What of these areas do you think is use of green technology, oblique an SDG which, addresses green areas? Let your imagination go wild. Even if you can't see something obviously, put a suggestion saying this should be here. Okay. Uh-oh, I think I moved the slide instead. This is what I could come up with. We have solar panels on the roof. We have a central air conditioning system that has an automatic cutoff and limits the utilization of AC. We have electrical vehicles on campus. That circle, that small circle in the center is actually a solar street lamp. Of course, green and landscaping has been done. That tiny little circle on the right bottom that is there, that is actually an oxygen producing plant. What we have done is that entire area has been put only plants which produce excess oxygen. And of course, the top right hand side, the building where we tried to put as much natural light as possible, that was the area of our dissection hall. So we tried to put in as much of natural light as we could. I think quite a few people have covered some of this stuff. My God, I'm not able to get onto the chat. No, I'm giving up on that. All right. Now we come to the nitty-gritty of supporting documents. We all feel that having the initiative is a good idea and that's enough. Unfortunately, we don't get our grades for having the initiatives. We get our grades for properly representing our initiatives and giving the correct supporting documents. And this makes the difference between two equal institutions, but with different grades. Very often people say we deserve an A+ or an A, but we didn't get it. And it's probably true. But the secret or the problem or the challenge lies in the documentation that we provide to the assessors. So let's have a look at what documentation is, the standard documentations, and I'm giving you the minimum that must support all these green technologies within any of the criteria of NAAC. I said NAAC is transformational, and I spoke about the leadership because they decide what is going to be the input. Stakeholder alignment because the entire process is controlled by the stakeholders. Then I spoke about the execution, because the output depends on how you execute that particular input or initiative. I did not speak about the fourth part of transformation, and that is the beneficiaries from any initiative. That defines the impact of your whatever you're going to do. So there are 4 parts of every reporting: input, process, output, and impact. We must cover all 4 parts in every report, doesn't matter what they have asked. Okay, what do I mean by that? When we say input, the 3 M's we are all familiar with: man, machine, money. Also the mind. That means, what is the ethos? What is the thought process that went behind getting this input? All right. And the other is the method. What do we mean by the method of an input? When we say method of an input, I'm trying to express the selection process of that input. All right. So if I chose this AC, or I chose this particular system, or let's say I changed the tap in my bathroom, then did I put that tap that automatically closes? Did I replace the toilet with a low water, low flush toilets, right? If I replace the shower head in the hostel, did I look at the low flow ones? Followed? So what method of selection was followed needs to come as part of the input. Okay. Now, when you describe the process of adoption of any technology or any initiative being done, the process must include, one, of course, is which stakeholders were involved. And remember, the more the stakeholders involved, the better that process is looked at. So just a faculty program, just a student program is good. Some programs need to be exclusive. But if you can involve more people, I think it helps in getting the marks. It needs to be standardized. So please make sure anything green technology you are adopting, we have an SOP. We sometimes don't present it properly. Yeah. So have an SOP. And it needs to be systematized. What do we mean when we say systematized? We basically mean it needs to be part of the institutional governance system, right? So make sure that the selection process is within your SOP, and the SOP has been approved by the relevant authorities and is supported by a policy. That makes it systematized. Okay. We talk about the output. Am I going too fast? I'm a little worried. Dr. Mane, am I going too fast?
No, you're... No,
okay.
No, madam.
All right, fine.
Last 10 minutes are there.
Oh, perfect. Then I'm also at the end of my presentation. When we talk about the output, we want to know what gain came out. So composting to kitna nikla? Which domains did you cover? So I covered the area of recycling. I covered the area of green efforts by giving fertilizer to my plants. I covered the area of student education by making students aware or putting a visit there. All right. And what measures are used? That is straightforward. How many students, how many kilos of compost? Last is the impact. In impact, we are talking of the cohort, means in whom did it impact? How many of them got impacted? And what competency did they learn or did they adopt? Okay. Now, this is how a proper reporting should happen. Smart, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound applies even to reporting. So what are the supporting documents? Audit reports, MOUs must be on stamped paper, duration of MOU defined. Agreements must be active and signed and stamped. Policy statements similarly. Financial details, that means your audits, ditto. All right. So this is extremely important. Other uploads that we put are event reports. Make sure they are again signed and stamped. Photographs, geotag, and be careful what is the composition of the photograph. It's very easy to show a photograph of 300 students sitting and nothing else. The banner should be seen, some poster should be seen telling us what it is. Letters, for example, I am participating in this activity. It will count towards my green activities. Then I want an invitation letter. My acceptance email should be there. I should get a thank you letter from them. That completes my requirement. All right. Emails, ensure that the recipient name or email ID and the date of that email are visible when you submit an email print as an evidence. Okay. Facility evidence. Installation cost if it is a new installation. If it is an old installation, then its capacity, its maintenance costs. What registers are eligible for that? So if I'm talking of my solar, then I should be talking of the use, the maintenance. If I'm talking of my server, then uska maintenance, like that. Energy facilities, the same things hold good. Only important thing is the maintenance team should have an SOP. So the team needs to be defined and they should know what it is. Waste management I have covered. And of course, all agreements, I think this has come twice, need to be signed, stamped and agreement. The last important part of all green technology is feedback on green technology. And that feedback needs to go through this full loop, and this holds good for all criteria. For the feedback to be valid, what do I mean by that? The collection method needs to be defined. Then the feedback process needs to be taken. Okay. So whose feedback, how many feedback respondents I got, vagara, vagara. Then analyze the feedback, interpret the feedback, discussion of the interpretation at some authorized committee or body or some place. The action taken is to be defined. It is to be executed. What initiatives were introduced based on the actions that had been decided? And were these conveyed back to the fellow who gave me the feedback in the first place? So did the information go back to the stakeholder? Only if you complete this full cycle, your feedback counts as feedback. Otherwise, it loses its strength. Stakeholder engagement, we are all familiar with our stakeholders, our management, the administrative team, the teaching and non-teaching staff, and then, of course, the students. But there are additional stakeholders we need to know. Our alumni, our vendors, industry, and the community at large. Is that it? Nope. Then you have the NGOs, the government, professionals, that means other professionals from your same discipline, and the parents of our students. All this together is stakeholder engagement. We need to show involvement of all these stakeholders in some green initiative here or there for us to be confident that I will get my marks. And of course, I didn't want 13. 13 is an unlucky number. So I've put one extra. NAAC is our stakeholder we have to look after. Question answers, I think there is no time, but queries can be shared on the feedback form that I will be sharing with you all. My sincere request to anybody who is still awake at the end of this long marathon session, please use this QR code. Please give me feedback. I would like this feedback simply because that's how I learn. That's how I improve. I am going to access the chat if I can. How do you access the chat again? I've lost it. All right.
Feedbacks are very good, madam. I can read out the comments.
No, I would still like a proper feedback so that I can sit back at peace, analyze it, and kind of understand where I'm going from here. You know what I'm doing? I am unable to access chat properly. So I'm putting my link here. So in case anyone is not using the QR code, the link is there. My sincere request to please give me whatever feedback you can and helpful suggestions. And any queries, please feel free to put it in the feedback. I'll send the answers to Dr. Mane. He can share them with your team.
Yeah, sure.
I think that is it from me. Thank you very much for being such a lovely audience and being so patient with me. And Dr. Mane, thank you again for inviting me and having me here. Thank you so much.
Madam, extremely grateful to you for all the time, the efforts you have put in compiling and presenting this. And really, we learned a lot of things. People, the way they are expressing their views, it is just overflowing, you know.
I am
Very
still losing
informative
I
session.
have to learn, I think. See, I have to learn technology.
Yeah. Sir, the screen is visible. The thank you note is visible, ma'am.
No, I can see you. Shivani, I can see you.
Yeah, thank you note is there, madam.
Thank you note on the screen. Principal, sir, is it visible?
Yeah, you're all.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible. Visible,
Okay.
ma'am.
7 roses are visible.
I have moved out from
My screen.
screen, I think.
No, you send it on WhatsApp.
Dikshit, can you help
send it
me?
on WhatsApp.
No, I'm going to ask Mr. Dikshit to help me.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really a very, very enlightening session for us, and we enjoyed also listening to you.
Thank you so
much. Yeah, and we got to know that green technology, how to relate in the NAAC accreditation. So that was so enlightening session for all of us. So this is thank you and gratitude, respect. So just a card, I'll just share you on the WhatsApp also. So if you could see it, if you can see it is displayed on the screen.
Okay.
And we'll share you the recording link also, madam. We will share you the recording link of this recording also.
Okay.
I think one thing I can say beyond doubt is you have made things very simple. The complex phenomena of NAAC as well as the green technology, you have simplified. That is the beauty of an intelligent person. You know? He makes complex things simple, and you have proven that actually today.
Thank
I'm
you
very
so much
happy
for that compliment.
No. I'm really happy that you took time and addressed this August gathering. I think the people are overwhelmed and the responses I'm reading. People, your efforts were splendid. Great session. Thank you, madam. Thank you, dear madam, giving us a real picture of presenting oneself for the committee. So many good, and I think in the recordings you may get, we'll get these responses also. So I request all the faculty members attending to give scan the QR code or click the link and give the honest response to madam. Pardon?
क्या हो गया?
Oh, good evening, Dr. Chinna.
Good evening, sir.
Nice to see you, boss. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much, sir.
What?
See you, sir.
I think it's something wrong. I think something old picture is playing.
No, you might have played the earlier this one recording.
Anyway, I think if you can share my link and with everybody on the WhatsApp group, we can kind of call it a night.
Yes, ma'am. We will share.
Thank you so much and good night. Thank you for everything.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Good night, participants. I think
So
we
unmute
can log
yourself.
off, madam.
Yes, she logged out. Okay, sir, I'll stop sharing. Thank you. You can end the meeting, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.